Hi there, it's Debbie with the Pickin Coop Farmstead, and today I'm going to do a video. Whether it turns out good or not, I'm not sure. A couple of days ago, my nephew came up and helped. He actually dispatched my rooster Chuck. He was just getting way too aggressive, and he was getting rather large. He's a barred rock, and so I made the executive decision to go ahead and send him to freezer camp. So today I skinned him and cleaned him all out and everything, and then wrapped him and let him sit in the refrigerator for a couple days because that's what they recommend. So I took him out and I washed him, and I want to turn him into jerky for my dog because he's pretty tough. And I thought about stewing him, throwing in some potatoes and this and that, and I thought, you know, I think I'm just going to go ahead and turn him into dog jerky for my dog. My dog is very sensitive to grains and that kind of thing, and he's rather spoiled, so I try to get him all meat jerky, and he really likes the chicken jerky. So I thought I'd bring you along with me, and we can carve up this turkey and put him in the this rooster, and put him in the dehydrator. So come along and check it out. Okay, as you can see, we have Chuck sitting over here. He's been skinned, cleaned again, and I just cleaned him just now. He's been sitting in the refrigerator, and I mean, he's pretty darn tough. I think you'd have to stew him for a day or two to get him to even be able to chew the meat. So you want a couple of sharp knives, and I have this handy little knife sharpener here that the hubby got me one year for Christmas. I love it. It's almost time to get a new one. So I take it on the coarse side, get an edge with the coarse side, then I do it on the fine side, and I've got this other knife. It's kind of like a fillet knife. Okay, so now what I want to do is fold the legs, kind of pop them open. What will happen is these guys will, there's a few feathers on here, but not to worry, they're not going to hurt my fearless Johnny dog. So you're going to pop these open like so. Or you can see the bone right there. Then we're going to cut this away. And there you have the hind quarter. And you do the same to the other side. Now never fear, we're going to, I'm losing strength, man, losing strength. We're going to, oh, I can't get this to pop. There it goes. Tough little booger. Got your knuckle here. Carve it away. Another hind quarter. And now I'm going to take this breast. I'm trying to get some of this off of here. There we go. And never fear, I think I'm going to roast these bones and make some chicken broth with them. So we're going to go just the side of the breastbone, cut down, cut away from the bone. Turn it around here so I can actually see what I'm doing. And you're just carving along the rib cage. Alright, so I've got that piece. You want to make sure there's no bones in there. You don't want to give your dog chicken bones. And then here's your chicken tender part. I'm just gonna, we're not really cutting this. I mean, Johnny's not gonna know if we carved it up right or wrong as long as there's no bones in there. Then what I'll do is I'll cut these into little thin strips, and then we're going to throw them in the dehydrator. the rest of this carcass will be put in my roasting pan, and we will make bone broth, chicken bone broth. So here's the chicken tender. Cut that out of there. Hopefully if I got my head out of there, you can probably see it a little better. Johnny is going to absolutely love this. There we go. Now we'll do the other side of the breast. Cut just this side of your breastbone. Carve it down. Try to get off as much meat as you can, whether you're doing this for human consumption or dog jerky, dog food. And you're just carving that out. And it does help a lot if you have a sharp knife. It really helps a lot. So now I want to make sure I did not get any bones in these pieces of meat. Tendons and things, that's okay. Dogs don't care about that. And then I'm going to go around and I'm going to trim up any little bits and pieces of meat. Try to get that chicken tender out of there. There we go. So much healthier than buying treats at the store. Then you know that your meat is not going to go to waste. There's not much here on the neck and the back. And then what I do with this, when I roast it, I strain it. And I take the bones out, of course, but there'll be little bits of meat in there. And I turn that into dog food. So nothing goes to waste around here. We roast our bones. Then we add a little apple cider vinegar to the mix. And you want to roast them for a good poultry bones for at least a day or two. And then you can go ahead and chill it. And if you want, skim the fat off. If not, leave the fat on. You can turn that into, you won't get much off of this bird just because we skinned them, because I didn't want to go through the whole boiling water and plucking just for one chicken. And I don't have a chicken plucker either, so. All right, that's a nice piece of meat there. So I'm just kind of working on the back here. Just cutting every little piece of meat off here I can get. We're wanting to turn that into dog jerky. All right, so I think we're pretty well done with the carcass part. So he's gonna go on the roasting pit. I'll have to do, since that's gonna be for human consumption, I will have to get rid of some of this stuff with the feathers on it. We don't want that in our I've never carved a freshly dispatched chicken before, but I've carved a lot of chickens from the grocery store, and I'll tell you what, these fresh chickens, they don't have that weird gross smell like the grocery store chickens. They have, like, you know, that funky, I don't know, I always thought it was just dead chicken smell. But Yeah, Chuck does not have that at all. It's pretty impressive. Alright, I think I got all the feathers off of Chuck, and he can go into our roasting pan. Oh, there's a big chunk of meat right there. I want that for Johnny. And like I said, whatever meat falls off during the broth making process, I turn it into dog food. And sometimes I put carrots and celery in with my broth mix, and he gets those. That's the only way he will eat his veggies. He's kind of a picky little turd. I think I'm going to turn this into some jerky. There we go. But you get the idea, and just keep carving away at it. You'll have your throwaway pile, and this pile, and then you've got your leg. Oh man. Let's see, the knuckle bone is right about there. So you're going to break that apart at the knuckle, carve around that. And then you have your thigh. I didn't get it right quite. I'm kind of murdering this. Alright, so I'm just going to start filleting this off of the thigh bone. The thinner strips, the better when you're making chicken jerky. That way it doesn't take it as long to cook. So you just keep carving away at your bird. You get to the legs, you want to be careful because there's those little bones in there. Just make sure you get those out. And you just keep whittling away at your bird. Like I said, nothing goes to waste. I even saved the chicken feet for my dog. Okay, so I'm going to finish this up and then we'll get to the dehydrating process. Okay, here we go. I've plugged in my dehydrator. Yes, I have an old school Ronco dehydrator. And we are taking our pieces and laying them. It's pretty straightforward. If they're too thick, you want to slice them this way. Johnny, the wonder dog, will have some nice, healthy chicken jerky as treats versus the nasty stuff from the store. So you think a lot about eating healthy yourself, and when you have pets, you need to think about, if you're not already, most people do nowadays, think about what you're feeding your pets. And they need good nutrition just like we do. So you need to do your research. My dog is older, and so he gets glucosamine for his joints. He gets magnesium, fish oil, and these are all supplements that I give him. I've researched how much for his dog, his weight. There's a lot of good information, and there's a lot of misinformation out on the internet as far as feeding your dogs, what you should feed them. Some people feed a raw diet. Some people cook their food for them. Right now, he's getting a good, high quality, grain-free dry food, and then we mix in different things, vegetables, on my homemade beef broth, bone broth. He gets a little bit of melted tallow in that, which is full of minerals. He doesn't get seed oils anymore because we don't eat seed oils. They are cancer causing, even in animals. So it's something to think about. Not everybody can afford, and I understand that, believe you me, to go out and buy a chicken and carve it up and make jerky for their dog. Most people these days are struggling just to buy food for their family. But it's food for thought. You know, I had this rooster and he needed to go away. It was actually to the point where he was becoming dangerous. And I should have tried to rehome him, I guess, when he was younger. But I just kept thinking, that's what I get for thinking, that he was going to get better. Well, no, he's doing his job, so he gets more aggressive as he gets older. And hence the chicken jerky. So, anywho, off my soapbox. Just be mindful, or try to be mindful, of what you're feeding your pets. Try to accommodate them when they get older, giving them supplements, help with their joints. Try to keep them active. Another good hint is try not to overfeed them, especially when they get older, because it's much harder on their skeletal system, their joints and their body. I hadn't really thought about turning this video on nutrition of your dog. Cats are the same way though. You want to, my cats are on grain-free, high-quality food. And they get little treats here and there. They might even like little pieces. I might cut some of this up into little pieces for cat treats for them. But this is basically all you do. You just keep filling up your trays so you run out of trays or food that you're going to dehydrate. And then I come by every once in a while and I'll rotate the trays. I take the bottom and move it to the top, and I just keep doing that all day long. Oh, they're out there with the loader. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're working calves today. So Johnny's going to be barking in the background. It's not because he's excited that I'm making him jerky. So, this is how to make chicken jerky, either for yourself or your pets. You can do the same thing with beef, lamb, any kind of meat you have. You can even make jerky. I have a special gun that I bought years ago that you mix your seasonings in with. And it comes out in ribbons about this wide, and you just put them right, shoot them right onto your trays, and then you've got jerky. All right, guys, so that's all there is to this. I'll put a shot of this on my, a picture of it when it's done. It might take a day or two. But I hope this helps somebody try to decide what to do with an old tough rooster. You don't want to stew it up. You just make dog jerky out of it. All right, I hope the sun is shining where you are. Thanks again for watching and following my channel, all of your support, comments, everything. And I hope the sun is shining where you are. Have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.